Good morning, everyone. So yesterday we were looking at the hydraulic design for sewers, and a quick revision or recap of what was done yesterday. We have tried to understand what is the difference between the design of a sewer and a water supply. The first thing is there is a lot of sediments, solids present in the sewer pipe when compared to the water supply pipe. And in water supply, the pipes are designed to flow under pressure, whereas in the case of sewer pipes, they are supposed to flow under gravity. And always there will be, even though we say a sewer running full, the ideal way in which a sewer should be designed should be that it should flow at half capacity or at the most 3/4 capacity. And there is always a free board kept aside. And when you look at the conditions for design, you know that when we are designing the sewer, we need to provide for or look at what is the velocity with which the liquid will be flowing through the sewer pipe. So for that, there are two end conditions. You have the minimum velocity, which is called as the self-cleaning velocity. Your velocity which you are designing for flow can be minimum that value or higher than that. But how much higher depends on the scouring velocity that is possible, or the maximum velocity which is defined as scouring velocity. And that mainly depends on the pipe material that you are using. So we have a number of formulae that we have looked at for deciding the velocity of flow within the sewers. You have the Manning's formula, you have the Chessie's formula, you have Bason's formula. So many formulae are there which can be used to find out the velocity of flow. So here, when we are designing, we are always looking at the pipes which are circular in cross section. And we say that circular cross sections are easier because they are much more easier to manufacture, and it gives the maximum area for a given perimeter. We talked about something called as HMD, or hydraulic mean depth, which is given by the ratio of cross-sectional area to wetted perimeter. Understood? So depending on whether the sewer is running full or half, etc., these values will change. So mostly we look at conditions where the sewer is running full or half. Accordingly, we will be able to decide what is the value of R that is coming. But it can be derived depending on from, suppose you take the cross section of the sewer from the bottom of the sewer at a depth D. Okay, there is some fluid. So based on that, given the angle that that particular chord makes at the center, we will be able to derive expressions for area, perimeter, etc. that is going to be influenced by that much depth of water. And you need to look at that also as the derivation. But problem-wise, we will be looking at full and half full conditions for the sewer. So without much this thing, we will just go back to, I told you there are different types of numericals which I want you to practice in that. I will be giving you the next numerical itself. So I think question you can copy down, because I can read it out because it says here. So please write down this question. Design a sewer to serve. Design a sewer to serve a population of 36,000. Comma, the daily per capita supply of water.
Ma'am, can you please repeat it, ma'am?
Sure. Design a sewer to serve a population of 36,000 thousand, comma, per capita water supply being 135 liters, of which 80% finds its way into the sewer. The slope to be laid is 1 in 625, 1 in 625. And sewer should be designed to carry 4 times dry weather flow, DWF. 4 times dry weather flow when running full. What would be the velocity of flow? What would be the velocity of flow in the sewer when it is running full, comma, N in Manning's formula equals 0.012. Okay, so let us look at what are the given details here.
Then what is per capita?
135 liters.
Okay.
So the daily per capita supply, he has given us 135 liters. So it is understood it is 135 liters per capita per day. Instead of giving it as LPCD, they have put it in words and given. So what all are given to us? Population 36,000. LPCD I'm writing, okay, is given as 135 liters per capita per day. So from this, third step I need to calculate. Kailash, other than this, slope was given.
Yes, ma'am.
So just a minute, I will write the slope also. Slope was given as 1 in 625 and your N value was given to you. These were the details given. N was 0.012. Okay. So next, I'm writing as next step. What is the next step that I need to calculate, Kailash?
Through Manning's formula, ma'am.
No. How can I directly go to Manning's formula? You look at the question, the population and
Velocity.
Population and water supply is given to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So what will I get from that? First, LPCD and population if it is given. Huh?
I was not listening to the classes, ma'am. I was preparing for the exam for day after tomorrow.
Kailash.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. But in water supply when we did, if I had given you, okay, 135 liters per capita per day is supplied and I'm telling you the population is 3,600. What can I get from that? Just think. Number of people are 36,000 and I'm telling you per person 135 liters per day is water supply. From these two things, what will I be able to get?
And dry weather flow, ma'am.
Okay.
Average dry weather flow.
Yeah, you can mute this one. So first is I will get the average water supplied daily or water supply on a daily basis. So I will get 36,000 into 135. That many liters per day. You have to do the calculation and write the answer. Now, I will ask today, let me see if Bhuvan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Please do the calculation and convert it into meter cube per second and tell me the answer in meter cube per second.
Ma'am, 56.25.
Meter cube per second. Again, you want me to go back to what we were doing earlier, divide by 1000, divide by 3600, all that we have done so many times, right?
Oh, 1 second. Ma'am, 0.05.
Okay. I think there is some 6 or something also.
625.
Meter cube per second. Okay.
Yes.
So now you have to tell me, Bhuvan. Now I got water supply. Okay. I have been asked to design a sewer. Okay.
Yes.
How will I calculate dry weather flow from this? So I am putting it as 6 here. How much will it be? Average discharge of sewage. If I know the water supplied, how do I know how much of dry weather flow is there? How many number of times in the class I have repeated this? What percentage of water supplied?
80%.
So 80% of water supplied reappears as wastewater unless nothing else is given to you. Clear? So
Yes.
80% means 0.8
8.
times this. You will get some answer in meter cube per second. So this will be your dry weather flow, whatever you are calculating with respect to this. What is the answer?
0.044.
Okay, done. Okay, you can mute this one. Okay, next person, Chandan. Chandan. Hemant. Ravi Teja.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to go further from this. So in the question, they say something about the quantity of the discharge that should, the capacity for the sewer. So what are they saying in the question?
What would be the velocity of the flow in the sewer when it's running full?
Yes, but before that, they say something else, right? The sewer should be designed to carry
4 times dry weather flow when running full. What would be the velocity of the flow?
So while running full, how much dry weather flow are we expecting? 4 times
4 times
whatever you have calculated.
Yes, ma'am. 4 times into 0.045, ma'am.
So what is the answer for that?
0.18.
Meter cube per second.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you are having Q. Okay. And you know the relationships between Q, A, and V. Okay. And they have asked you to give the velocity. Kindly find out the velocity and give me the answer.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ravi Teja,
Yes, ma'am.
directly will I be able to get the velocity?
No, ma'am. We have to calculate through.
So, quickly we will just look at this. You have the expression Q is equal to AV.
A into V. Yes,
But can I use it directly now to get V? I need to write first V and find out, right?
yes, ma'am.
What is the formula I'll use for V here?
V.
They have given you Manning's constant. So which formula they're expecting is very clear.
1 by n into r is about 2 by 3 into s raised to power half, ma'am.
How do I get R here?
R is running full, so it is pi d by 4.
Pi d squared by 4.
By pi d square by 4. Sorry.
Pi d squared divided by 4 divided by pi d. But it will end up as d by 4, right? Yesterday I showed you in both cases.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do it and tell me the answer for now? Which is the only dimension that you will not have in this when you are calculating?
Diameter.
Diameter,
ma'am.
Okay. So leave the diameter part as it is. Then go to your Q is equal to AV, where you know A and you know Q. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So finally, you will be giving me D, and then you will have to go back and calculate your V. Anybody has any doubts regarding this? You can please ask. So I will do one small alteration here. Okay, otherwise I'll just write it on this side. So Q, I know the value. It's going to be 0.18. So I'm writing that expression here. Q is equal to AV, which all of you know. Okay, Q I already know in meter cube per second. A also is pi d square. I'm leaving d as it is by 4 into, he told about V just now. So 1 divided by 0.012. R is again d by 4. I am writing it as d by 4 only, raised to 2 by 3. S was already given to you, 1 by 625 raised to half. So if anybody was not listening, the only unknown figure in this is your D, dimension of the pipeline or diameter of the pipeline. Once you get that, you will be able to go back to your Q is equal to AV and calculate your velocity. Or if you want to put it back into Manning's formula and do, that is also. So the problems are not complicated. They will just give you a little more work for you to do.
Ma'am,
Yes.
shouldn't we add the 0.044 also?
What is 0.044?
That dry weather flow and plus wet weather flow.
There's no wet weather flow here at all. Where did we get wet weather flow? We didn't even calculate. You look at this. Is this Vikas?
No, ma'am, it's me, Sanju.
Sanju, we are calculating
Yes, ma'am.
only dry weather flow for the sewer. Okay. The average dry weather flow comes from your water supply. We got it. But in this particular question, okay, it is here. He says that your sewer should be designed to carry. Remember, we use peak values when we calculate.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Got it, ma'am. Got
Instead
it.
of telling that, he has
Thank
it needs to carry four times.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose you
Got it, ma'am. Thank you.
you would have taken 3 times and done it. Correct? I have told
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
2.5 to 3, keep it in your head, whether it is for water or sewage. Because of variations, we always take for a peak factor. 2.53 are very logical values, so you can use that. So instead of that, so there's no storm water coming into picture at all here.
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
Yeah. Now, one thing. Now, suppose the question was framed in such a way that he says it is a combined sewer. Okay. And then some data regarding surface things are all given, or at least an idea is given. Probably you would have had to use that also. Clear? So, depending on the question given, you need to do it. But here they have not asked for anything like that. I want the answer for D first, then we need to calculate V.
Ma'am, D is 0.52 meter
0.52, correct.
and V is 0.85 meter per second.
Sorry, 52, right? 0.52 meter. 52 meters, and therefore V becomes how much?
0.85.
Yeah, done. This is correct. I'll give it another 2 minutes for the others to complete also. So like Sanju asked, in this case, they have not talked anything. They have very clearly told you dry weather flow and that. Okay. The velocity of flow for the sewer when it is running full, carrying dry weather flow and all, it's very clear. Sometimes they can make it more complicated for you. The same question like we were doing earlier when we were designing for combined sewer. There, we were taking the consideration of storm water. So suppose they say design a combined sewer in this case, and then we need to find all this. They will just give you some ground condition or give you some impermeability factor for you to calculate your storm water flow. And then you will have to add it with your dry weather flow and then do this what we have done now. Clear? Anybody else who is having doubts, please ask. So if you can confirm whether you have completed the problem, I can give you another. Today we will be doing numericals because otherwise we'll have to shift from this to the. Is it over?
Yes, ma'am.
Done. Then please write down the next problem. A main combined sewer. Anyway, you can work now. A main combined sewer is to be designed. To serve an area of 12 kilometers square.
Ma'am, can you repeat, ma'am?
A main combined sewer is to be designed to serve an area of 12 kilometers square with a population density of 250 persons per hectare. Area is given in kilometer square, but he has given you the density in persons per hectare. The average rate of sewage flow, the average rate of sewage flow is 250 liters per person per day. The maximum flow is 100% in excess of average flow. With rainfall equivalent of 15 mm in 24 hours. Comma, all of which is runoff. Determine the capacity of the sewer taking maximum velocity of flow as 3 meters per second. Determine the size of the circular sewer. So, two things which you should remember here. We use stormwater estimation CIA by 360. Their area is in hectares. Here they have given 12 square kilometers. You need to convert it into hectares to get the total population, because population has been given as population density. So you can calculate the total number of people by multiplying the density with the area. But area has to be converted. So I'll ask. Okay. Anusha. Okay. What is the conversion between kilometer square, 1 kilometer square and hectares?
1 hectare is 10 past 4 meters.
So kilometers. You do the conversion and right. I think it will come 10 into 10 raised to 2. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first, I want all of you to calculate the total population, because density of population. We have done problems like this when we estimated stormwater. Population density is given, and they have given you the area. So you will get the population. Instead of giving you water supply, they have directly given per person this much wastewater is getting generated. So I don't think you should have any problem with dry weather flow. So start doing it and then we will check.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
What's the value for the population density, ma'am?
1 minute. 250 persons per hectare.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, wait.
Ma'am, for per hectare, there are 250 person, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
So what is the total population? Likit, it was?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me the total population then. What should I write here?
Three lakh, ma'am.
3 lakh, correct. Okay. Now, the next point also I want you only to calculate and tell me. So they have given you that instead of giving water and rate water, the average rate of sewage flow is 250 liters per capita per day. So I think you will be able to give me average sewage flow per day. Okay. Flow. Instead of per day, you give it to me in meter cube per second only.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Likit? Anyone who has calculated can tell the answer.
.86.
Ma'am, 20.83 meters.
Ayo, look at that is this is the answer whoever told just now. 0.86 remaining. Aishwarya.
0.868.
So now you have to tell me, this is the average. What have they talked about with respect to peaking? I will read the sentence. The maximum flow is 100% in excess of average. So 100% means double, right? So what will be the total flow? Maximum sewage flow? Aishwarya. So it is like saying 100% is double that. Okay. So I'm just putting it like this.
1.736.
1.736 meter cube per second. So we have calculated our dry weather flow. He says in excess of average together with rainfall equivalent. Now comes to our stormwater calculation. So together with rainfall equivalent 15 mm in 24 hours, all of which is as runoff. So he has not given you any imperviousness factor or anything here. Understood? So for a general area, how much can the impervious factor be taken as combined value? Anyone? Assuming that we have built up area, a little bit of all those things you need to calculate. Intensity is given anyway. 15 mm. I didn't get it. Can you repeat?
I think C should be 1.
No,
ma'am.
1 we will never take. Remember I told you something to keep in mind. For heavily built up, very impervious roof, how much was the value? Correct? And forest land?
0.1.
0.01. Understood? So yeah, for any general area, you can assume anywhere between 0.6 or 0.7 very easily. Okay. So if something like that is given to you where it is not there, you can assume impermeability factor as this. Okay. And you have CIA by 360. I should have been given in mm per hour. So you have to be very careful with that. Because it is given mm in 24 hours. So I want you to calculate stormwater discharge. Use 6.6 now. 0.6 or 0.7 is also fine. Remember, we did for many areas together like that, C1, A1, C2, A2. So when you have various types of areas, it will be an average factor. Understood? Stormwater quantity I want.
Area will be 12 into 10 power 2 only, no, ma'am?
Yeah, because you need it in hectares. Whatever we are using in that formula has to be as per those units. Okay.
And I should take 15 by 24.
Yes.
Then it is 1.25.
mm is in 24 hours. Correct. Therefore, 15 mm per hour will be 15 divided by 24. Stormwater, how much you're getting?
1.5, 1.25.
So, see, you have taken 0.6 right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, rainfall intensity is 15 by 24.
Into 12 into 10 power 2 by 360.
So now total flow is how much? 1.736 plus 1.25. For this much meter cube per second, your sewer has to be designed. Give me the diameter of the sewer. V max is given to you already. Oh, actually, they had given that, I think, no, all of which was runoff. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's okay. You could have taken 100% only then. Okay, so we have deviated from the question a bit here. Understood? They had made a question here. All the water falling on the ground, we can take it as runoff. Okay, 100%. So 0.6.
Ma'am, I didn't understand, ma'am. What is that, ma'am?
Yeah, see here, the sentence of what he has told about the runoff is the rainfall equivalent of 15 mm in 24 hours, all of which are runoff, meaning that imperviousness is completely impervious and 100% of the water that is falling on the ground is going away as runoff. So we have taken this as 0.6, right? What is this? Yaksha, you are the one who asked that, right?
Yes, ma'am. Coefficient of runoff.
No, this is coefficient of imperviousness. Correct.
Yes.
So if the ground is very highly impervious, we take 0.95 like that. So now what they are saying is nothing is going into the ground, 100% is going away as runoff itself. So
C should be taken as 1.
1 actually. Okay, but if you have done with this, we will do with this right now. That right now, let us leave it like that. But they had put a statement, take everything as runoff. Then you would have had more runoff than this. Let us calculate right now.
2.08, ma'am.
Huh?
If it is 1. If C is 1, 2.08 is the answer.
Shall we recalculate with that? I will put that only. C as 1. Yeah. Understood, right? Why I'm using 1?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
That was my mistake. I forgot that one sentence they have told everything is runoff. So instead of 0.6, you're taking 1. But depending on the question given and they've not given anything, you can choose C based on what land variable they're giving. So you said this will become 2.08.
2.08.
So what is the total then? So your total will be
3.81.
3.81. Okay. Now you have Q is equal to A into V. Here V is maximum velocity, which is already given to you. Q is 3.81. Substitute A as pi d square by 4. V max is given as maximum velocity 3. From this, you will be able to give me the answer for D. That's the last part of the problem. Please finish it.
.27 meter.
1.27, ma'am.
Okay, it's correct. Okay, so to make your work easy and they won't have to give any other C coefficient values, they have given you that every drop of water that is falling on the ground is running off. 100% runoff. That's why we have taken 1, but otherwise, under normal consideration, this 1 is not a value that you will be taking. If it is told as roof area, complete impervious, we go up to 0.95. Okay, forest land and all will be in the range of 0.01. So depending on all the types of area in that town, we will be able to get an average. That is what we have done or when we learned earlier. So I think your answer is correct. I wanted to give you one for a rectangular section. I will dictate the problem. You can do it at your convenience and tell me whether it is possible for you to do it. Please write down the problem. So area perimeter, that will be the place where you need to have a consideration. For rectangle, you know the area, length into breadth. Perimeter will be twice into length plus twice breadth. Okay, just write down this. Calculate the velocity and discharge through a rectangular concrete lined smooth channel is pipe only, okay, in our case pipe, 2 meter wide and 1 meter deep, comma, built to a slope of 1 in 200 when running completely full. Use C in Chassis formula. Use C or find C in Chassis formula with the expression C is equal to, suppose we are not given the value of Chassis constant, we use this Bason's formula and calculate. Okay, this is the formula. 157.6 divided by 1.81 plus K divided by root of R. K is your, again, that imperviousness coefficient. And they are giving that K equals 0.3 for smooth concrete lined surface. R is same as your A by P. So you can find out Chassis constant using this and then come with your velocity using Chassis formula. What is Chassis formula? V is equal to C root of R, this and this. Two formulas you need to look at, and then you will be able to calculate Q. Please try to do it and tell me whether there is any problem later. We will end the class with this. Okay. Anybody